What's up with it, Dubs?
What up? What up? What's cracking? Getting it
We're
today.
live with another live topic discussion. And this one right here is something I wanted to ask you about it because I know you got a history. This is actually a friend of yours, right?
Mhm.
And that it involves and my good old friend Oparu, Wack 100, right?
Yeah. So before we get into it, not to cut you off, but before we get into a little backstory is, I said it in my video the other day. I personally know Damian Porter and was in YA with him, and Paso Robles, and Gunner knows Cash, aka Wack 100, and they were in Nellis together. So
Yep.
that's why we wanted to do this. I don't know how much interaction you had with Wack back then, but
Not much.
me and Damian Porter were in the same dorm together. He slept right across from me.
Yeah. And you guys actually had a physical altercation at one point.
Unfortunately, we did, and we got
It
past.
happened.
Yeah, that's why.
So
I said Paso. I know I did. That's because we're all inclusive here. 40 ounce.
well, I'll say this stuff.
Uh-huh.
There's been so like I said, I know Wack. We didn't kick it, but we fought side by side. Before you literally fought face to face with Damien Chinaman from Hoover, a very well known person in YA.
Yes.
You weren't in YA in the 90s and did not hear the name Chinaman from Hoover. Okay, I was locked up with a Chinaman from Hoover, and he was homeboys with the one with Damian Porter.
And that's what was a trip when Wack said he referred to Damien as a fake Hoover. I was there with him.
Yeah, he's well known.
Listen. I don't think you guys get it. This dude was back then, and I don't think he grew anymore. He was like 6'5", 250 pounds, and we were fucking 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, he was already fucking a monster.
Yeah, so when I heard that, look, Wack is never really disrespected me, so he got into it with my boy, right?
Yeah.
So I've kept it to where I don't say much about him, but unfortunately, when Wack doesn't like somebody, the mamas come up,
straight to the mamas.
Whatever he thinks will affect you mentally, he's gonna bring up. And so calling Damien a fake Hoover, I don't think he cared about that whatsoever. But
yeah,
initially Damien's his response, I watched the video. It was like a 43-minute long video, and at one point you could see how mad he was, and I get it.
Yeah,
I get it, because Chinaman is somebody, while Wack was running around with Suge Knight and all these rappers, Chinaman was in the streets, or he was in the pen.
Yeah, he was on some real good
somebody, and he's older. He and I are both 52.
Yeah.
So no disrespect to Wack, but I don't think Wack's been in the streets since his 20s.
Yeah.
And so I could see where Chinaman will be like, fool, like I was really living that while you were making money, and that's not a knock, but so anyways, that first video, I felt like Chinaman ended it good. But I think it was one of those things where he thought about it, and then it turned into, he called him out for the fade, boxing gloves or whatever. I really feel like we're all too old for that, right? Especially those of us that we grew up very violently, and we use violence often.
Yeah.
Because I know that wherever they could set this up, Chinaman's people are going to be there. We know there's one of Wack's older homeboys that talks to us. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many. Wack has a crew.
Oh, he definitely. He usually has about 20 people around him. That's true.
So you have him. You have Wack there with his. Let's say he brings 20 people, and you got Chinaman with whoever he brings. And it's like one of those things. Like, I had a homeboy, one of my really closest homeboys. He was one of the homies that, if two homies start arguing, he's already picking in his mind which one of the homies he's going to jump in for. He couldn't watch a fight. He's jumping in.
Yeah, he's jumping in. He's just picking whoever's losing.
If you have Wack 100 and Damian Porter in the ring, and I think Wack's probably shorter than me, and Damian's 6'5", 6'6",
Yeah, he's a monster.
And they're exchanging punches. People in their people might get a little
offended. Yeah. Well, let's break it. Let's break it all the way down, because see, some people don't even know that there's a beef between these guys. They're not up to par on it. Only those that have watched your video or seen Damien's or even Wack. So what we're talking about today is Wack 100 decided on the No Jumper podcast to talk about Chinaman Damien Porter, and he spoke on him and disrespected him, right? And according to Wack, like, you know, Wack is the guy that knows everybody but knows nobody, right? He'll never admit to knowing you. He don't know you, don't know nothing about you, but he knows everything that you've done. It's weird, right? So Wack said some things. Dubs is going to break it down. Wack said some things about Damien Porter, man. No disrespect to Damien, man. He's always been cool, right? But he said some things that Damien disputed, and some crazy things. Like Wack puts hot sauce, but man, this was a whole bottle. Well, what did he say, Dubs, to make Damien? It was crazy what he said.
Well, we got to go a little bit further back than that.
Yeah.
So Damien Porter got a strike from No Jumper. He felt that Wack told Adam to strike him.
Okay.
That's where a lot of it started, because Damien said, if you're messing with my livelihood, you're taking it to a whole nother level. Wack is a millionaire. Damien is an ex-convict whose channel is starting to get motion. Why do that? Why strike him? So I think you had right there where he's like, man, this is my livelihood. This is what I depend on. How are you going to do me like that? Right?
Yeah.
And then Wack brought up Damien and said, he told Adam that Damien did a video on Jap 5 and the 50-50 yards, and that the Hoovers called Damien and basically threatened him and said, we know what your daughter drives and we know where she lives, this and that. And Damien was like, well, shit, I don't even know what my daughter drives or where she lives, because I don't even have any kids. Like, how you going to put that on the Hoovers that they're going to target somebody's kids, first of all, but then you're going to make up a whole child?
Wait, busted. What? He is not the father. He is not the father. Right? Hey, and that's what Wack does. Like I said, Wack, he'll get caught up in his own stories. I mean, hey, I thought I was the liar, right? He does worse than I do, right?
Wack is number 2 when it comes to trolling. Is 6ix9ine
and Wack,
and then Wack 100. Oh no, the king of all of them, though, the funniest one is 50 Cent. Yeah, 50 Cent is a killer, but Wack 100 is very fucking good at trolling, man.
He's very good at trolling, inept at doing it. Hey, but so what it all comes down to after that was said, and both of them made videos, Damien Porter decided to go to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And explain, Dubs, where Damien took it.
No, but he just told him he wants the fade. Period. However they got to do it. He said, if it's, and you know what? I'll say this. Wack is almost 50. Damien and I are the same age. He's 52. I'm 52.
Wack is my age.
I haven't fought. Look, if you were really fucking around, you haven't used your hands in a long. Unfortunately, I've gotten a couple fights since I got out, but that's not what we do. That's not what we do, right? And I think if they decide it has to happen in order to make things right, then I hope they can get a bag out of it.
Yeah,
I hope they can get. I know for a fact, Wack 100 can call Aiden Ross and make it happen this weekend.
Oh, but do you honestly? Hey, and if you're gonna do that, Wack, shit, throw me on that motherfucker too. I'm gonna have to get on Damien. If he gets the phone call, then I'm gonna have to call him, and we're gonna get all some kinds of phone calls going, because I want to get on that shit too. I want to catch the double. I want the double entree. I want to catch. We'll do the me and Chill, and then I'll catch a side one with Wack too.
Well, damn, homie, you're just a fucking professional fighter now.
No, me and Wack got some personal mama business to handle. Me and Chill, there's no personal shit, just is what it is. But me and Wack is real. Like, I really want to fight him in real life. That one I'm willing to take wherever, whenever. But so and that's not even though I don't care what type of condition I'm in. That's just a fight, right? You know, when you don't like someone because they disrespected you, that nothing else matters. Hands or no having hands. He says, you ain't got no hands or stamina guns. I don't need it to fight somebody. You know, I don't. That motherfucker weighs about he's 100 pounds overweight. I don't think he has no stamina either. But neither here nor there. The thing is, so Damien called him out, and it's just unfortunate that Wack. At one point in time, you did a video, Dubs, and I believe Wack 100 was backing up Chinaman.
Yeah.
With what Chinaman said on his take on that video, right?
When Damien did the video on the 50-50 yard, I said something, and Wack got in my comments, and he said, "Why didn't you just call him?" So he was backing Damien Porter. So I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe somebody that Wack is cool with. Damien's. I don't know. I don't know the backstory. I don't care to dig into it. I just know that I know Damien. I did years with Damien, and back when we were kids, and everybody knew who he was. I just don't understand the whole. If I dislike you, I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna make shit up. You don't gotta make it up.
Yeah, just be real. Here's the thing, Dubs. Here's the thing. Let's do it like this. Chinaman, and like I said, I know of Chinaman. I was actually locked up with one of his homeboys from Hoover named Chinaman, a whole different Chinaman. But if you know the brother gangs, Crips and Bloods, they have several dudes with the same name. That's just like C-Mac. You hear him, he says infant C-Mac, tiny infant, and then there's baby C-Mac and big C-Mac, and that's how the brothers do it, man. They'll have Chinaman, little Chinaman, tiny Chinaman, baby Chinaman. So you might know a Chinaman might not be the same one, but Damien Porter, that Chinaman, was probably the most well-known in the Youth Authority during the 90s, not only because of his size, but because he was really banging. Like, them Hoovers were with the business, man. They were respected. They're pretty respected group, right? Gang, in and out of the pen and YA. But so I had heard of him. Wack 100, I met him personally in Fred C. Nellis, 1992. There's no doubt about that. He was running around with Sheik from Northside Pyru when I ran into him. And we know a lot of the same people. He swears he don't recall me, but he recalls everything about me. It's weird, right? And I never disrespected Wack up until that point. When he started disrespecting me, then I just called it as I seen it. The motherfucker had a big butt and a smile, and that was it. But whatever he's got going on with Damien, man, I think it could either be. I don't know how Chinaman is nowadays. He's older, if he's the type that would take a phone call and sit down and listen. Or he's the type that once he's already put it out there, he wants to go that route. You know him a little bit better than I do, Dubs.
Well, I remember I haven't been around him since we were kids, but Wack isn't the kind. I don't think that's going to make a phone call. There's not going to be an apology on either side. I don't see anything like that happening. I think if they could get to an understanding on the strike, that's one thing, right? I don't know. I would think that's what really got Damien mad, was the original strike to his channel.
Yeah, I get it. Here's my thing, Dubs. Like, why? It seems like a lot of the things Wack does on No Jump, we already know. We've talked about it. We were pretty much the first people talking about it, and everything's come true that we've said since, right? But we all know everything is sound bites. Everything's clips. Everything is, most of the things that Wack says is just fucking craziness just to spark a conversation so they can get a viral clip, or try to, right? So I think he just mentions people's names. He's the type, because before that, and you know this, Adam said a long time ago, him and Vlad, or it was said, I don't know if it was by Adam, but I think it was, that they don't even talk about littler channels. It's just not.
That was Adam.
It was
Adam said, I think Adam said that DJ Academics told him, you never swing down.
Never swing down, right? So it wasn't until, if I recall, maybe I'm off, right? It wasn't until Wack came on board that they started doing that, right? And maybe Wack got at him and was like, no, that's where some of the money's at. You're leaving, all money's good money. You're leaving money on the table. Don't matter who we go at. We just go at him, right? Because see, one thing I can say about Wack, he's a businessman. He don't care if other people make money. He just wants to make money too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Whereas Adam is a hater. He doesn't want no one to make money. He wants it all for himself. And so he hates. Wack don't give a fuck if you make money off his name. He don't care. He just wants to make some too. That's his thing. So, he's got into it with smaller channels like Haters World. He's got into it with, when Compton Tres, when they disrespected him, he dudes that were lesser known than he is, that
Wack,
he'll actually myself, he'll go at it with you. He don't care.
here's the thing with Wack. Wack is more famous than the people he was managing.
Yeah,
because he knows how to keep his name out in the ether. That dude, you can scroll through YouTube and see video after video about him or his name's in the title. The dude's not a rapper. He's not a singer. He's not an actor. He's not an entertainer. He doesn't do sports.
But he does.
And yet he's on our live right now.
Yeah, almost definitely.
The dude, and that's why I think Adam said, yeah, let's do this podcast together, because Wack will say something every podcast.
Yeah.
And get a bunch of channels to say something. And what people forget is there is such a thing called hate watching. People will see a video on Wack and then go and watch No Jumper because of it.
Yeah, he knows how to,
and they're getting paid.
Yeah,
they'll leave a hateful comment. That's more interaction. That pushes the video further.
You guys, you need to understand that Wack, literally, I called him. For those of you that never tapped in, make sure you tap into it. But a lot of you guys I see that are in here were around during then when I called him. And it was to address what was really going on with him and the whole Blue Devil thing when he was disrespecting Blue Devil and whatever. And it went from 0 to 100 with me and Wack, mamas and all kinds of things, whatever. It was to be expected. I knew it was coming, right? The thing was, 2 days later, Wack was on our live listening to music, vibing, and actually went on No Jumper and was like, man, them dudes is cool. I ain't tripping. Right? You know, and the thing with Wack is I understood to him it's only business. It's never really personal with Wack. He sees it as a business opportunity for everybody, right? The thing is, sometimes when you talk about people's family and shit like that, it gets a little bit more personal. And then, you know, people don't feel the same way. Business is business, personal is personal. And he lets them blur. He lets those lines blur. And I think that's why he's so controversial and so hated, right? Because he like you said, 6'9" in him, he's very hated, man. I remember when Wack 100 was just a manager and he was known for being the games manager and Blueface eventually. And that was it, right? And then he became his own entity, his own personality, his own character. He
knocked out that dude, right?
He knocked out old boy at Jack in the Box. He fought two white dudes like at a Jack in the Box.
Who's the one at the games concert? He knocked out Stitch or whatever that. Who knocked out Stitch?
Oh, yeah, it might have been Stitch from Florida. I thought that was the game that did that. Stitch from Florida.
Hell no. The game didn't do that. That dude spit on the game's car, and I thought Wack 100 was the one that knocked him out, and then that's when people were like, "Who was that?" I know they know in the chat who knocked out that Florida.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Wack's been knocked out a lot more times online than he knocked out. It was 40 Glock. No, they beat up 40 Glock. 40 Glock.
No, it wasn't 40 Glock.
He got whooped.
Yeah, that was one of the times. Game got exposed for not knowing how to fight. The way he threw them punches, it
was the game security. It was the game security, says Rice. So the thing is with Wack, he has learned how to manipulate this algorithm. He has learned how to work the system, and he knows how to get clips and sound bites and all that, right? And it's by saying some of the most outlandish shit. You know, if you think about it, man, he's disrespected Nipsey after Nipsey's passed consistently and continuously. He's very controversial when it comes to the Southerners in Southern California. He'll take it to the brink where he almost disses them and then draws it back in and shows them all kinds of respect. Like he toes that line, Dubs. And the thing with Damian Porter is that I could say, and I don't know Chinaman as good as Dubs does. I've never had a conversation with them besides, you know, on the outside looking in. But I'll tell you guys right now, to me, Dubs,
it was Wack 100 that knocked him out. I just looked it up.
Okay, it was Wack. Yeah, to me, he's more street. And I'm not saying Wack wasn't in, because Wack was in prison. Why all that? I know that for sure. But Damian's more gritty street. Do you know what I mean? Like
well, look, Wack always says, "What does he look like being in the streets?" He has no business out there, right? He got involved with Death Row all those years back, almost decades ago now. Right?
Yeah.
Damon is new to getting off of the streets, out of the joint. He's new to making this legitimate money. So Wack's mindset is different, but he still knows what it was back then. You know how when they say that time stands still for no one?
Mm-hmm.
I always say that's a lie.
Yeah.
They when you go to prison, the year you went to prison, you could be in prison 30 years. Every time you think of prison, you only know the year you got busted. Time stood still. So
yeah,
with Wack 100, he sees what other people are doing and what other people hears what other people are saying about the streets. He's not in the streets.
mm-hmm.
He's making money.
He's secondhand info. He's selling diapers, man, literally, in real life.
Gray Fox, that's crazy, huh?
You know, the man's running a diaper business. But one thing I can say about Wack, he reminds me a lot of Poetic Flacco and a lot of DJ Academics, whereas they're not out there in the streets. They sure seem to know all the inside information about the streets. All the dudes from the streets are telling them. You know what I mean, Dubs?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Chinaman, like I said, for Wack to back him up, you know, to me, Wack, when it's convenient for him, when things are convenient for him, right? Mm-hmm. He'll argue, fight, fuss, and if it's convenient at that time, or he'll praise you and give you respect when it's convenient. Whatever's working for him, the end game with him is money, and there's no denying it. That motherfucker knows how to make it. I think he can get a big old bag, man, if he takes up Chinaman on his offer, or he's just a man that doesn't want to do it and he just gets a Chinaman behind the scenes and they figure shit out, you know? Mm-hmm. You don't always have to fight and all that to appease people. It's no one's business, to be honest with you, how them men feel. But, you know,
yeah.
40 ounce, they're even Pop-Tarts in their own community. Chinaman's not a Pop-Tart. I'm telling you. Chinaman's well known, bro. He's just because people are on YouTube or they're in social media doesn't mean automatically there's some type of sucker, man. He's just trying to make his money and do his thing, you know. But well, Chinaman.
And my thing is, like I said, we were both in YA with these dudes.
Yeah,
right.
They're right.
Well, no, so for me, it's interesting. If you don't find it interesting, my bad, big dog. But we're you know, it is content. It is out there.
It's interesting to me because we know these guys, so it's not like it's someone personally we don't know, and they're pretty well known. I mean, Chinaman's not as well known maybe on social media as Wack is, but he's well known in his area, his hood, in the streets. And for Wack to make up a big lie and say, "Hey, man, you know, dudes called him and this and this and that," like he knows more than that dude knows about his own neighborhood. Like that's crazy. His daughter, man, they know what kind of car his daughter drives. He don't even got a daughter. Yeah, I mean, Wack was just full of shit, man. But that's Wack, you know. Yeah, that's Wack. It's to be expected with Wack 100, man, and that's why Adam keeps him around as long as he's kept him around. He's very controversial. He yells, he screams, he fusses, he fights, and
the beef that they just got into him, Wack and Adam. Mm-hmm. I was surprised Wack went back. I don't know what he gets from being on that podcast.
It's just an outlet for him, Dubs, and I'm sure Adam's breaking him off more than he ever broke anyone. Speaking of Wack, we got the real Wack in here. What's up, Wack Deuce?
Hey, what's up,
the
Wack?
Real Wack Deuce, the only man, level 4, a white crip, man, to walk that high desert yard, man, in real life. The real Wack. But yeah, you know, we just thought it was just we want to give you guys some of these topics, man, and we got a very good one on deck, a few of them, and this one was just something that I was like, man, I didn't know too much about, and I wanted to touch on it because, like I said, man, there is controversy when it comes to Wack. I don't hate Wack. I don't care for Wack. A lot of the shit he does, I see through it. I've met him in real life, man. I've seen what he was about. I'm not going to say he was a sucker, man. Never. I'll say that. I will now, and some of the things he does, it's real sucker shit. But I'll say as far as what he was doing, he was really doing his thing. Yeah, Chinaman shouldn't be speaking on his hood. He's still in good standings with his hood, bro.
Yeah. But you know, another thing is we're gonna be trying to do other lives where it's not gonna be the topic that you expect from us, because we have our own opinions and we see things the way we see them based on our life experiences, right?
Yeah.
And we should, as content creators, be able to talk about just about anything and carry our weight in it, in that conversation. And so I think I think that's good if we start showing more of that. And so that's what we plan on doing.
Yeah, well, it's not always just about prisons or gangs, and this ain't even a gang topic. This is more of two men that we happen to be privy to know, and the ongoing beef that they have, which social media, man, can go anywhere. It could be made up beef and fake beef, but this one's an actual real one on one side, at least, you know. I believe with Wack, man, he, like I said, he'll talk shit one day and be cool with you the next. To him, it's just business, right? But when you speak on people's family members and you basically try to act like, and in the black community, it's like this, man. Hoods, the way hoods and vaders are, they're different. There's different politics, different rules. It's different. The gangbanging is different, right? And with the brothers, man, that I know of, having done time with them, you know, if you say they ain't from their hood, they feel some type of way about that, like really. And he's basically saying like he knows more people from the hood than Chinaman knows. Like he's irrelevant to his hood, but he knows more people. He got the inside track, right? Yeah, you know, Damien's a different level, man. I'm saying he's a YA baby. You don't fuck with motherfuckers like that, bro.
Look, here's the thing, and everybody knows this. There probably are a lot of dudes from a lot of different neighborhoods that holler at Wack. Money will make people do some funny shit, right?
Oh yeah.
That doesn't mean he's dealing with the main characters, the major factors in them hoods, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he can call a lot of different hoods and talk to somebody. You know,
of course.
Yeah, they're willing to do that.
Well, especially with the brothers, man. You know, a lot of the Crips, Bloods, they all interact, and they, you know, one thing I learned about them is like, say you got a well-known Crip. In this case, you had like Damien Porter Hoover, but at that time they were Crips before the breakoff. And then you got a well-known Blood. And they did time together. They might fuck with each other when they get out because they did time together. They know each other. You know what I mean? Whereas, you know, everyone thinks like the Crips and Bloods and it's on site and back in the days. And it was with a lot with some of them. But there's a lot of them. They'd be like, man, that's a solid motherfucker right there. You know, just is what it is. Look at the game. He always pays homage to Snoop, right? Snoop's a Crip. It's just how it is. With the brothers, you know, it was North and South, Mexicans a little bit different, right? But with the brothers, man, there's always been that. I think after that, which was their end of hostilities, after their truce, you know, the Rodney King riots and the truce and thing, you've seen a lot more interaction between Crips and Bloods that you had never seen before between neighborhoods, right? You still have your typical neighbors that go at it, Dubs, on some personal shit. Like you'll have like the Hoovers and the O's and all that, and they don't, you know, but you'll see a lot more Crips and Bloods that interact. You know, it's just the way it is. So there's Wack can get at people from the Hoovers. I'm sure he knows people, done time with them. But at the end of the day, man, I'll guarantee you this, man. Chinaman's really from that section. Chinaman is really a real one. I guarantee you that.
And 40 ounce. I don't know if you got in late, but right at the beginning of the video of this live, we said I personally can call one of Wack's older homies.
100. Oh, yeah, we used to talk to him on the phone.
He used to interact on the lives a lot.
Bro, we know things about Wack.
Whatever, yeah, like we know what his number was on his jersey and his football team when he was playing Pop.
That's like we know things about his Pop Warner. We know things about Wack 100 we've never put out there because it's just
that's their business. That's their business. Like we're not talking about his hood politics and stuff like that. We're just talking about this stuff that they have put out for us to discuss. They put out content, we react to content.
I want to answer this one question. Gunnar, you think in your lifetime you will see Wack take care of one of the 5,000 fades he has lined up? I think one, maybe.
I think it would be done.
I mean, unless he gets a big old giant bag out of it, then it's not worth it.
Here's my thing. I don't care. Look at that dude, Reed, whatever his name was, that went to No Jumper and got pistol whipped.
Yeah.
He's suing. Wack is a multimillionaire. Why would a multimillionaire fight anybody on the street?
There's nothing in it.
You're opening yourself up to civil lawsuit.
Yeah, on the streets, but in a ring is different.
Yeah, but why would he get in the ring? I don't know. I just.
Well, I mean, he has nothing to. He don't really have nothing to prove at this point. Everyone knows Wack. They're gonna have their opinion on Wack anyways. Either way you look at it, Dubs. Whether he fights or not, you either hate him or love him. That's it.
And I'm gonna tell you guys right now. any content creator, anybody that's not a professional fighter that gets in the ring that doesn't have boxing training, you're going to look like shit. Doesn't mean you can't win a street fight, but boxing is a whole different thing. So for Damon and Wack to get in a ring with boxing gloves, man, what's up, A1A? There's going to be so many armchair boxing pros, motherfuckers that never put on a pair of boxing gloves. They're going to talk shit about these guys. You know what I mean? Like, you can't please anybody.
Yeah, here's my thing. My boxing skills are equivalent to fucking Chito Ranas' basketball skills.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
I shoot like that.
Homie, he threw the ball with all his might and it went like 3 feet.
And he went like this. And the ball went like this, like, you know, like his ball went like this. It's just bing.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just serious. Boxing and fighting is two whole different things, man. People are like, "Oh, we seen you. You ain't got no skills." Like, you damn right. I ain't good at no sports, right? Maybe fishing. I'll kill some shit in that. And cooking. I'm good at that if that's a sport. Anyways.
Okay, one second before we go, because we're about to take off. City Boy says he just helped Jeff 5 from Hoover get on Blueface tour. And I had heard something about that. And so now that you mention it, you know that maybe that's why Wack said what he said. He was backing up Jap 5. But I mean, I don't know. I'm old. You know what I mean? Where Jap 5's from Hoover and Chinaman's from Hoover.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm sure they could have called if I don't think there was an issue between them two. I don't know.
I got a question, Dubs. Maybe you could. I know you could answer, but
excuse me.
What always boggles my mind is, say Wack 100 was backing up Jap about the 50-50 yard, like he's done with Crip Mac in the past about the 50-50 yards. And that led us to doing videos both at some point in time that 50-50 yards don't pertain to brothers. We've said that both. We're in agreement, right? That it doesn't even pertain to the brothers.
I think now they do. Yeah, before it never did.
Okay. So that same man that's backing these brothers up, all they was on 50-50 yard, but it don't count. Man, when it comes to a Mexican that was, though, he sure has a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to end it right there. He sure has a lot to say about a Mexican on a 50-50 yard, but when it's, and I'm not making it a racial thing. I'm just saying, man, I was all kinds of dropouts and punks and this and that to him. Man, you're over there with motherfucking Crip Mac, cuz. Man, I don't know. I guess, man, what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander. What's up? Excuse me on the chair. Anyways, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Just another topic. We got a good one for you guys tomorrow that we're working on. So we're gonna be bringing you guys more topics, and we will be going live tonight on all platforms. Make sure you guys go support, man. Make sure you guys go get in and see what we're talking about, because you never know. Says, yeah, the live is buffering a lot. Is it?
He's on my channel. I don't know. He's on my channel. I was gonna look, but we're already ending it.
All right, guys, we're gonna get up out of here. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.